Hey, good morning. Welcome back into Crypto Info, Blockchain Made Easy with your host, Frank the Crypto Tank. Today's topic. Probably tough to read. All right. How is that? Now let's try that. Okay, the lights are still wreaking havoc, but today's topic is XDC on the XinFin Network and why that would matter. Nothing on the channel is financial advice. Welcome back in. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment and informational purposes only. And today we're going to cover XDC and why I would give a crap about XDC if I was looking at crypto. Why would I care? Why would this matter to me, XDC? How about I hop on to CoinMarketCap and get started with 3.39 trill for a cryptocurrency market cap today, 4 points into the greed. Jumping in to 54 Bitcoins, up 100 to 109,591. Let's see our activity on the old Bitcoin. Let's just check this one day and see. Yeah, we jumped yesterday. All right, so we got above 110 yesterday on a Bitcoin. Let's jump back on the 7-day. And yeah, so we see our buy zone here. Is it still? Yeah, that was our buy zone there. Mid-June. Anyway, let's get back to just a couple more, and then we will jump on. So Bitcoin in at 109,000 and a half, 2,500 for an Ethereum, and $2.30 for an XRP. Let's see this movement. XRP. Look at you. All right. When in doubt, zoom out. We usually are in doubt. So we usually should be zooming out, meaning don't get yourself into a hissy. We never are emotional. This is never financial advice. This is for education. When investing, never be emotional. Why would you? It makes no sense. One would make bad decisions being emotional and investing. The two do not mix. They don't. They're like oil and water. Being emotional and investing are oil and water. We never do that. We put our big boy pants on. We put our technically thinking mind on when we invest, and we keep it on. VeChain's at 2 cents. XDC, I do believe she's listed as XinFin. It's fine. We can simply grab it here. Okay, so XDC is sitting in at 6 cents. 6 cents. Let's look at the all-time chart on XDC. And the all-time high on XDC, here, let's pull it up higher. Its all-time high here is 19 cents for XDC. Now, here's the deal. 6 cents for an XDC. Let's go ahead and get to, first of all, let me just mention quickly, Caleb and Brown. If you want to buy crypto, you can buy it here too. It's a platform to purchase crypto. They do not commingle funds. They keep them, and you can see this all tracked live, that your funds are protected and they're not being used to trade somewhere else and then losing money, and then they come back and say, oh, sorry, we lost all your money, like that other guy did. What was it? I don't want to say certain things the algorithm flags. But anyway, they have 24/7 service and blah, 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 blah. Because I don't want to spend too much time. I don't want to demean it, but they do have Fireblocks institutional grade custody for your crypto, so it's safe. And if you want to pull a ton of money off, you can at one day. I'm giving you all the finer points, and they scour 14 different liquidity providers when it come time to pull your money out, so that you get the highest price for your crypto. Because it changes from exchange to exchange. Yeah, a lot of you know that, but some do not know that who are newer in the space that is a thing. All right, fiat leak. Don't really need to cover it. We can go to Google though and see what AI says very quickly. I think that's interesting on the fundamental aspects of the XDC network. Its focus is on unique hybrid blockchain architecture and its application in trade finance and real world asset tokenization, which you have heard Larry Fink talk about. The name of another company I don't like to say because, believe it or not, they flag it. But the first letter is a B and the second letter is an R, and they're the largest asset manager on the planet. I think like 11 trill or something. But you guys know what I mean. Here's a breakdown of the key fundamentals of XDC. Hybrid blockchain architecture. XDC is a unique platform that blends the best features of both public and private blockchains. It offers a balance between the transparency of decentralized and public blockchains and the scalability and privacy of private blockchains. So this hybrid approach allows for enterprise use case where businesses and financial institutions can leverage blockchain technology while maintaining regulatory and data privacy using features like private transactions within dedicated layer 2 subnets. I know, mumbo jumbo right there. Sorry, but we've got to lay out what we need to lay out here. I know, I apologize. Crypto's techie. Let's focus on trade finance and RWA tokenization. We're going to get into it. I'm going to get into it. I don't need to read all this, but just look at the key points here so we can move forward. Also, delegated proof of stake, consensus. That's how it comes to its consensus and agrees. Bitcoin does a very mining, labor intensive, mathematical mathematics problem, I guess, mathematical problem, a computation. And whoever gets to this computation first on these computers wins, but it takes so much energy to do that. That's proof of work. The proof is done by doing all this work and using up all this energy. All right, the fourth point, XDC, token utility. Number 5, interoperability and compliance. These are the key points that they're bringing up here. I'm not going to run through all of these. I guess I kind of am. I shouldn't say that. Yeah. Hey, guys. Hey, I shouldn't say that because I am going to run through them. Because with my notes here, I am going to run through most of what is XDC and why XDC matters. And why in the world, hold on now, why in the world I would say XDC at 6 cents right now, why in the world I would say that someone taking $5,000 and dropping it into XDC. We have 83,333 coins, XDC coins running on the XinFin network. That's what we would have. 83,333. All right. Okay. Oh, sorry, we have a little noise in the background. If you don't mind in the background, would you please? We can hear you. Thank you. 0.06002. All right, so let's take we've got at least a 70 to 80 cent XDC this next bull run. I'm saying we probably have $1.50 XDC or so. That's more reasonable. We could get it over a $2 XDC. We could. Anyway, let's call it a 75-cent XDC. Sorry. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. 83. All right, that's how many coins we got, right? Is that right? Yeah, that's how many coins we got. Times. Yeah, 62K on 5K. Not too shabbily. Not too shabbily for numbers. Let's lay out, never financial advice on the channel. Let's lay out what is happening with XDC. It is what we call a utility token on the XinFin Network coming out of Singapore. I'm not that far in my notes, but I'm pretty sure it's Singapore. XDC is the name of coin of the XinFin Network. It's short for Exchange Infinite. That's what this is short for. An enterprise-grade Ethereum virtual machine or EVM compatible hybrid blockchain specifically built for global trade finance, for digitizing trade finance, taking it off of paper and simply computer screens as it is today, and moving it over to digital and blockchain. Largely ships at port, they have documents called ships of lading. I'm sure you've heard of this, LAIDING or something. They're called ships of lading, and these are their proof and their documents that this is what they have and this is where their drops are and so forth. And if that gets lost, they're backed up like 2 weeks. They're backed up 3 weeks. They have to wait even when those are presented and verified and to be paid and things like this. Sometimes a week or two on a task they've already performed. Digitizing it on the blockchain means they get paid immediately. It speeds the flow up of everything going on with these shipping containers. London is the hub, but all these ports that have these standardized shipping containers, moving all the Amazon stuff that we like to buy, yeah, that all is going to be, and already has started, to be run by XDC, digitized on the blockchain with trade, all this trade finance being digitized on the blockchain. Anyway, let's continue. Yeah, this is, do you think this might be a thing in the future? Anyway, there's not really anybody else doing this either. They're also digitizing and putting onto the blockchain all the United States patents, by the way, to the tune of millions of year, of course, right? Millions per year, the United States patents. It's not like it's just a few of them. It's like a big thing. It needs to be tracked. They aggregate over the years. Need to be tracked properly because of legal, needs from the legal world. All right, what are the highlights here? Let's build. It's got a built-in fork to Ethereum. Important, very important. Built with delegated proof of stake. It's called XDPOS. Very important because it's not burning energy and being so energy intensive the way, nothing against Bitcoin. We love Bitcoin. The way Bitcoin is, because it is true that it does take. All right, here's my argument very quickly for Bitcoin being energy intensive. It has to be difficult to mine gold. If it's going to be the digital gold for us, it has to be difficult to get and pull out of the earth and mine. You can't make it easy. It's got to be expensive, but right? There you go, my BTC friends. The point for that, because people want to dog Bitcoin because it's energy intensive. It's supposed to be. All right, 2-second finality. Key point, 2-second. Guys, some of these other chains, hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to get to finality, to finally settle the transaction. No, 2 seconds, 2,000 transactions per second, or TPS. 2,000, it settles 2,000 transactions per second. Visa settles, I think, 15,000 transactions per second. XRP is somewhere, or no, is it 30,000 and XRP is 15,000? Whatever it is, XRP, by the way, is going to scale that up. But side note for you. So gas fees, what are we talking about here? We're We're talking about fractions of a cent here for gas fees. These are the fees that it takes to use the network. It's what you pay when you want to run through the software with your business. You run through these things called smart contracts for folks who are newer on the channel. We can get into it more and do a drop in the comments if you want us to do a segment on that. But anyway, we're going to assume people know about that. Green blockchain, very crucial. ESG initiatives say that by 2030, all companies have to be carbon neutral at least by 2030. So green blockchain is very crucial to be green. Nearly zero energy footprint. Crucial. A massive win for enterprise adoption because these enterprises can't play ball with you if you're a Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's fine. Bitcoin's for the people. All right. Don't forget to tap the like and subscribe down below, please. It helps the channel out. And thank you for doing that if you don't mind. Thank you. Okay. Let's talk about where XDC is really focused here. There's a $2.5 trillion trade finance gap globally, especially for a small and medium-sized business that can't that can't access letters of credit, supply chain loads, or invoice factoring, all things that businesses need to consider. And the deal is because the current system is basically, believe it or not, concerning trade finance, it's kind of okay. It's like the messaging of Swift, right? That moves the $5-6 trillion a day through its pipes, moves almost all our money. One of the major clearinghouses, right? You've got ACH and there's a couple others here, but these are the monster clearinghouses moving all the money. I'm sorry, it's a messaging service, not a clearinghouse. Sorry, Swift is a messaging service, not a clearinghouse. But it messages through $5-6 trillion through its pipes every day. Does Swift. I want to be accurate. And so, yeah, I mean, when we think about this, that along with trade finance, all these shipping containers and all these ports using paper still, Swift was created in 1974, has just been being updated since then. Do you see where we're going with this? Two old dinosaurs being updated? Do we think these things might go up in value given that they are taking these old dinosaurs and saying don't need to not exist anymore except for paper, the way of paper contracts, but at least Swift, it's saying you can still exist. We're going to inject crazy steroids and these things that make you super smart, and then you can still exist as a dinosaur. Anyway, tokenizing of trade documents. Okay, so these are some of the issues that XDC solves. So invoices, bills of lading or ships of lading, shipping docs, smart contracts, for instance, settlement and escrow. It solves digitized collateral for trade finance, making real-world documents programmable now and interactive and able to be interfaced with anytime, anywhere, any place. With this, the phone. It's already built in integrated platforms like TradeFinex, an open platform built on XDC. It lets institutions tokenize trade finance assets. Okay. TradeFinex. Say that one more time. That's really okay. So that's a $1 trillion statement, trillions and trillions of dollars statement right there. That statement, that piece right there allows for trillions to come onto. It will allow for, and I think will happen. Trillions and trillions. I say it allows for about 30 trillion, but it won't capture that entire that addressable market. It'll capture more, probably like 1 or 2%, at least at the beginning, in my opinion. It'll capture probably 10, 20% if they stick around a decade from now and this whole thing continues to blow up. They could hold 30%. Geez, do you think that might be worth something to you? Just asking. Trade Finex, an open platform built on XDC that lets institutions tokenize trade finance assets. Holy cow. Okay. More partners. TFRM is Finance Registry Module for regulatory compliant tracking of assets and collateral. This is a monster use by enterprises. R3 Corda Bridge. You may have heard of R3 Corda. If you're newer in the space, you wouldn't. If you've been around for a couple of years, you've heard of R3 Corda. Settling on R3 Corda, big thing. Yes, XDC bridges to R3 Corda, which is used by major banks like SBC, HSBC, ING, and BNP. It just keeps going on and on and on, guys. These relationships and partnerships, and how XRP has relationships and intermingles with these same banks. At least a few of those. All right, so yeah, you're starting to see the bigger picture here. The future banking system, the overhaul. It's not that the old system gets burned in a huge bonfire and then it gets replaced all of a sudden one day with the flipping of a switch of cryptocurrency and blockchain. It's not how this works. There is a flipping of the switch moment. It's not how it works. And I just stand up to show you this, but I'm just going to tell you really very quickly. What's the best spot on there? Okay, here you go. Ready? Okay, there you go. I just let the cat out of the bag. That's it. That's the new QFS. That's the new quantum financial system. That's the new system that moves our money. Coming up now, moving forward over these next years and decades, this is what it morphs into to give it the shot, the steroid shot that it needs, having been at least the messaging piece being created in 1974 and the software they've been using, was largely using at these banks, so outdated and clunky, and now integrating with blockchain technology. And I would venture to say eventually AI, probably existing already with AI. And here you go. You can pause your video. I'm going to continue with XDC. Um, geez. Never financial advice on the channel here. This is simply our opinion. Gold. Right there. That is gold. The reason why quant is circled in red is because it is quantum. Quant uses quantum computing. Quant is the layer that protects all the rest. The security system layer. They're all inside a house. Okay, so the get out of the way so you can see. Yeah, so the red. So this is basically all of them inside the house of the banking system that performs all the transactions, and anybody that wants to come in and interact with it, it's shielded off. So it's shielded off with quant, and anything that wants to come in and perform the transactions in the banking system have to go through quant. So anyway, so that's that. And then these get upgraded too with layers of quantum computing. They still can be upgraded moving forward. And then a lot of the things that are made now, crypto projects, so forth, and everything, they're made with quantum in mind at the beginning. They're made with a quantum chip, a protective chip layer. I forgot the name of that. Anyway, so why else quant? I mean, why else XDC? Why would we really want to look at XDC as a future winner, believing that it would win in the future? XDC's real world partnerships continue with IMDA, Infocom Media Development Authority of Singapore, backed early blockchain trade pilots using XDC as the underlying tech. Trade Lens and Cargo X integration. You guys probably heard of those two companies. You've been to crypto for a while. These are digitized shipping document platforms. XDC is used to tokenize and timestamp global freight documents. That's huge piece of business that excuse me. Aviation Alliance is another, tokenizing aircraft parts and maintenance logs on XDC. SFTA, or Swift Finance and Technology Association, recognized XDC's blockchain for regulatory compliant DeFi infrastructure. And you all know R3 Corda. I mean, R3 Corda is freaking huge. Check check out R3 Corda when you get a chance if you don't know who they are. XDC was selected as the public network bridge for R3's private Corda ecosystem. So basically, it's like being the only coin that can talk to Wall Street's back end, kind of, is what that means. That would be the... Anyway, yeah, that's pretty crazy. So XDC is solving a real $2.5 trillion problem, at least, okay? So it's not a meme, it's a real coin, a real global pain point here that it's solving. Digitizing trade finance is what I mean. Institutional access is baked in to XDC with Bridges to R3 Corda and actual banks. XDC is designed uh, not just to be used, but to actually be traded as well. There's a tiny market cap. As of today, XDC sits well under $1 billion market cap. So just think about the growth potential in market cap. Um, Regulatory compliant. It is ISO 20022 ready. It's green. It's fast. It's ideal for enterprise onboarding. I don't think people understand about ISO, those ISO coins, um, compliant coins. There, there's only like I think like seven or something. It's a very small list. Although, which cryptos, Frank? There's so many. The ISOs might be important. There's only like seven of them. They're right there. I've already listed them. I mean, it's not easy to see what the future winners are going to be. The episodes I'm going to cover where I say why XDC, why whatever, and moving forward here, and I'll revisit some, but I'll do some new ones. But this is why I'm starting with these. That's them right there. I mean, those are the ISO 20022 compliant coins right there. All right. Anyway, real world traction. Okay. So most of these projects are still kind of like testing a lot and in beta phases. We've got XDC that's performing real platforms live, like now. TradeFinex, CargoX, Block Degree, so many more being built with XDC on the XinFin network. Strong tokenomics. Got a max supply of 37.5 billion and a circulating supply of 14 billion. Burns are ongoing from DApp usage, decentralized applications using it. Low inflation, high utility. Don't have to take a genius, don't have to go to Wharton School of Business to know what that means. It creates scarcity as these things get burned. That creates more demand as the supply decreases, creating an increase in price. Come on, guys. It's simple stuff. Yeah, and it's based on, okay, so look, here's the deal. People don't realize, and don't worry, we're going to get into the whole all coins rise. All boats rise, all coins rise, all tokens rise, all projects rise in crypto because Bitcoin goes up. We'll get to that whole thing. We are going to get to all that. I will say though that, when you look at why Bitcoin's gone up, the store of value, okay, it goes up. That's its use. That's its value to people. They've shown it. They've sent Bitcoin, and look where it is now. It's at 109, 110. Strong support. Just keep showing signs that it's going to go up and up and up. Okay, those are big numbers. It's a high price. Ethereum 2,500 was up at 4,000 per sure, whatever. Where he's like, well, it's not a store of value. How is that? Yeah. But look at the total value locked or the TVL. You can go to DeFiLlama.org.com. I think it's .com. DeFi Llama. Google it. DeFi Llama, like the animal llama, and it will tell you TVL, total value locked. That'll tell you all the money that's locked up on the project, that people are using the project, saying, hey, this is worth this to me, that they all have money locked up. That's the true test of a project. It's got a ton because it's using smart contracts. It's actually got an Ethereum virtual machine that's actually using, people are developing on it, writing software and they're using this stuff. They're sending it through the pipes of Ethereum, spending gas fee money on Ethereum. Okay. The network really has total value locked on it. Ethereum does. So its price is going up because of that, is what I'm saying. Okay. As XRP continues with these banks, has its usage, ODL, on-demand liquidity, and XRP is being used and burned and being used by these banks coming up here as regulation being approved and things like this. And all these NDAs, these non-disclosure agreements to the tune of like 1,700 at least. It's thousands, I believe, confirmed 1,700, and that was a few years ago. So come on, it's thousands of NDAs, non-disclosure agreements that Ripple has partnerships with banks, besides the over 300 that we already know about now, including Santander, PNC, Bank of America, blah blah blah. Right. So the adoption and the growth of some of these that I'm mentioning to you guys. I mean, come on. Come on. Come on, let's look at the truth of this. And this learning curve is not really that big of a deal. It's easy enough to see. And if we want to see very quickly the authenticity of XDC, right here we have got networks that we can hop on and see history of and technical specs. Supports an array of unique decentralized applications, or dApps, real world tokenization, which is what that guy from the largest asset manager on the planet, Mr. Larry Fink, says, that RWA tokenization and solutions are the future, that the entire world will be tokenized on blockchain moving forward, probably by about 2030-ish or so, maybe, yes, in a few 5 short years or so. From long-standing high liquidity U.S. Treasuries to previously less accessible trade finance assets, real-world assets have arrived in tokenized form on the XDC network. These RWAs, or real-world assets. And real-world assets, by the way, also include, I don't know if you realize this or not, everybody, but IP, intellectual property, as well as the physical goods and items, the things of the world. But I know you can't really see that well because I'm not showing my full face, but I'm doing that with volition because I know that I am showing my screen. I'm going to read just a tab more. We're going to close it for today, but just to show you on their website, real-world assets are becoming more accessible via blockchain technology and shaping the direction of the industry. There's a wide range of applications for real-world assets, for RWAs, including U.S. Treasuries, trade finance, real estate, and anything where ownership of a tangible item can be represented digitally on-chain and intangible, as well as IP and things like that. By the way, yes, real estate's a huge thing that you can now, through real world asset tokenization on the blockchain, we can now own a piece of Manhattan, a piece of Trump Tower, whatever you want to own. All right. Anyway, there's so much more on. There's so much more on XDC. You can build on XDC if you wanted to. Really, quite an interesting, story on XDC, its ecosystem, who's building on XDC. Not financial advice. We hold the old anchor on the channel. So interesting when you hold these coins that are connected with each other. Look at this connection with Archax. Oops. Didn't see that now, did you? Didn't see that one coming, did you? Go check out Archax. See who they are. Bitfrost Wallet, BitFi. Go check out some of these companies. Arculus. Go check out BitGet. Go check out some of the Bitmart, Bitfinex. What? Go check out some of these companies and see what these partnerships mean. XDC and playing no games. Wow, they're not messing around. Those are huge partnerships. Anyway. Oh boy. All right, we're going to end this today. I'm not getting into the white paper on XDC, but you could. You could hop into the white paper and start getting into it and dive into the minutia on XDC. And you can see what they truly do about XDC. No, well, probably your best thing would just be to go here, and then in here you can go to the white paper. I don't pull it up with this version on my laptop, so I don't know. Here it is. So you can just hit the white paper, and say, I want expert level white paper. Whoops, white paper. And I want full white paper. And then you go in and you dive deeply down the rabbit hole and you look at what XDC XinFin really is. And I'll just cover a tiny bit of. I'm not going to go into it deeply at all. I'll just show you what you're up against when you go and check this out. You just go to CoinMarketCap, like we do, CoinMarketCap.com to find this. So XinFin Network XDC algorithm white paper updated, and it shows you exactly what the XinFin Network is with all the official abstract style content. You can buzz through and you can see what it's all about. And you can decide based on the facts. Things like self KYC layer while setting up XDC, setting up network node. Things like this. If you think, well, if you know anything about this stuff, you think that kind of stuff might be important. Anyway, go to CoinMarketCap. I suggest and go check out right here, CoinMarketCap.com. Go check out the old XinFin and see if it might be something you're interested in. By the way, you guys I want you to have a great day today. Don't forget to tap that like and subscribe down below. I hope this helped you today. If it did, please tap the like and subscribe down below. If you don't mind, it does help us here on the channel. And I do hope you have a lovely day today. And I hope you have a lovely 4th of July tomorrow. We will be on early in the morning. Tomorrow morning, between 6 and 6:30 is when we come on. And I do hope you all